live.
Sure about that? There we go. Skip up do. All right, I'm sending out the bat channel, bat signal.
Why you do this? I already put it in.
Did you? Okay, never mind. Dude, my back has been killing me since before Brograph. Did I tell you about this?
You need a good chair like me.
I do need a good chair. I do need a good chair. So like, I guess I've hurt myself somehow, and now pinched a nerve or something, and it's causing pain to like jut down my leg.
The old
Yeah.
sciatic nerve, huh?
Maybe, yeah. But it's weird. It's a weird pain. It's like only when you lightly touch it, you know? Like if I put pressure on it, doesn't hurt at all. But if I lightly touch my pants rubbing against my leg, hurts. It's dumb. Yeah. What's up, G-Ramp? What's up, Chris H? There we go. All right, Dave. You ready to do this?
Live and all the stuff and things. I guess we should go to the 2-screen here.
Cool. Let's do it. 2-screen it up, Dave. I believe in you.
I done 2-screened it up. Okay.
You got all my notes, right?
I think I did.
Like all the ones that were in the show notes? Because there was a bunch.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. Double audio? Uh-oh. Billy says double audio.
Double audio? How are you getting double audio? Weird. I'm not getting double audio.
Yeah, I don't hear it.
Maybe you got it on...
Yeah. G-Rant says, you sure? It's not just playing in your Slack window?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I just listened to the stream. I didn't hear double audio.
Yeah, I'm listening to it right now. I don't hear anything.
Okay. We got people coming in here on the chat. Did he say anything?
No, he didn't.
Are we good?
I think we're good. He says, I don't know. I
Here.
copied the link. Skee-bop-boo-doo.
Nobody else has double audio?
Anybody? Double audio all the way across the
I
sky.
just listen to the stream feed over here. It'd be...
Oh boy.
No, I don't. Weird.
Oh, everyone says it's good.
Okay, let's roll. Man, I love this setup. I feel like I'm forgetting something. It's so easy to start rolling.
How easy is it going to be to take on the road?
I can still just bring the setup the way we did it before.
Yeah.
Would like to get a different interface.
What do I hear? I hear a metronome.
Oh, sorry. That's because I feed everything through now. Like through the system that I'm recording on. So you're, instead of hearing my raw feed, you're hearing what's coming out of the mixer.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So you hear anything in there. So even if I played sound effects or something, you would hear it.
Yeah, I don't know how the Maxon folks are doing.
Oh, they were evacuated at one point. That's
yeah.
in the show notes.
Yeah.
All right. I think good. Are you ready?
Yep. You want to clap?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
Okay, that. Man, I really feel like I'm missing something, but hey, we're recording. We're streaming.
I'm recording. Yeah.
You know, whatever, yo.
It's just too easy.
All right, cool.
Excuse me.
All right. What up, bros? Welcome to another Brograph Brocast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
And Brograph is a supplement to our site, brograph.com, which is a motion graphics tutorial site with tutorials, plugins, podcasts, and other MoGraph stuff. And on the show, we talk about everything ranging from motion graphics to Cinema 4D, After Effects plugins, render engines, doing business, doing taxes, being a contractor, or working for the man. And you can email us, brograph@brograph.com, and let us know what you think about the show. You can send us your questions, comments, concerns, or angry emails. Whatever you want.
Or requests to join the Slack like we got all this week.
True. And we got a lot of those, and we did open up the Slack, so it will be open for another day or two.
Slack is open. Yes.
Yeah.
It will only be open for another day or two. So get in while it's hot.
That's right.
Rick Bogus says he barely hears you.
He barely hears me?
Yeah, that's what he says.
Okay, maybe I should turn it up. Hold on a second. Marker.
Turn it up. Turn it up in my headphones.
Marker already, huh?
Turn it up. Yeah, dude. It's gonna be one of those days.
Turn my headphones up.
Supposed to be a short show. We're getting crazy.
I have quite a bit of stuff on the agenda here. Let's see if this fixes it. I hope that doesn't introduce any new noise into the system, but it might be louder.
Sounds like he's talking into a pillow.
That's pretty loud. I'm checking on the monitor here. We sound even.
Says much better now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I need to keep
pretty good, I
guess.
guess.
80% over here. Okay.
It's pretty good, I guess.
All right. Marker.
What's up, Don Britt?
That was
the best it's been. The best
getting
part of waking up is Dave's voice in my cup.
Weird. All right. So it's that time of the year. It's getting cold outside, even though it's Texas.
Man, it's so nice. You know, it's the greatest feeling in the entire world is knowing that I'm not killing my AC and I can just open my windows and
especially when you're rendering.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Right. While I'm rendering, it's awesome.
Yes.
That, and now that I've got like all my office set up for multiple people, we've got a couple of people in here nowadays.
Yeah.
So a bunch of dudes in one room. It gets hot and heavy.
It gets stinky.
Yeah, totally.
Sweaty, gross.
Yep.
So you can cuddle up with all of your pals in your office with the windows open and have an espresso.
Baby, it's cold outside.
have a quality Nespresso.
Yeah.
And I don't know. But we got the first snowflake of the year as well.
Did we?
In Dallas. It was like one snowflake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, not bad. Went outside, someone said, "Ooh, look, a snowflake." I said,
well, that was it.
Yeah. I was like, "Why are you calling me that?" So,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. You can't say that to me. All right, Bath and Body cookie air freshener. I have to talk about this real quick before we get into motion graphics.
Okay.
Because you know me and like air fresheners and candles and stuff.
Oh, I know.
Have my favorites.
I just have to tell you, so I was looking around because I saw all these different air fragrance and stuff, and I know you have like a deep love for whatever that like cobblestone pie or whatever it's called.
It's called blackberry jam.
Whatever, yeah. So I've been looking all around, and Amy the other day was like,
"No, they
why
don't
are you
have
looking
it
at
anymore?"
Yeah, she's like, "Why are you looking at all these?" I was like, "Oh, I'm actually looking for Dave." Just seeing if maybe they brought it back.
I don't know. They need to bring it back. I don't know why they don't bring it back. It was so good.
I don't know.
But okay, here's the thing. You know the wall air fresheners that you put the it's got the liquid stuff in it, right? Just plug it into the wall or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Bath and Body Works. I got to get the exact name. I don't have the exact name. Here's the thing. The fragrance is warm, fresh baked chocolate chip cookies.
That sounds disgusting.
It's okay. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Usually you'd be like, "Oh, I bet that's terrible because it probably smells fake." right? It probably smells
Okay.
like artificial. No. Like it literally smells exactly like it. You walk into a room. So the Mitch Hedberg joke, it gives you false hopes.
Oh.
So you walk in and you're like, oh my gosh, there's cookies. Oh, but it's so great because it's just, you know, it's getting cold. You smell the fresh baked cookies.
You know what? Like, it doesn't. I don't care how cold it is. Like, I never. I hate musky smells. I hate the cookie smells.
You hate
like
cookie smell?
I like cookie smells when there's cookies. Yes.
Right, but this smells exactly like it.
Yeah, but still, no. I think if it smells any like vanilla will give me the worst migraine.
Oh,
like,
no,
just
that's understandable.
Terrible migraine.
That's
right?
understandable.
And so, like, I don't know, like anything fruity or like, you know, like not musky, but like, you know, like fresh laundry scent or something. Something sweet smelling. I'm okay with that. Anything else, throw it away.
Well, you're gonna have to try it. Blackberry Jam Glade on Amazon with Prime delivery. Now, which one is that? Because it's the ones that they had left for a long time were only the like little liquid refills for something. So the spray was the best. The candles were amazing, but I bought like a whole bunch of them. I was buying them up at like $12 a can for a while because, and I think I talked about it on the show a long time ago.
Melts blackberry jam.
Oh,
these are the melts. Yeah,
they're the melts. Yeah, I do. I do have a huge stash of those. Yeah, they're $20. It's incredible. Anyway, let's talk about motion graphics.
Let's talk motion graphics.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's going to be a short show. Here's the deal: we're super busy. I don't know why we're going on and on about Blackberry Jam because we got stuff to do.
Yeah.
So we've been really busy with work, which is great, which we love. We've been just working round the clock. I don't even know what day it is at this point.
Tuesday.
Yeah. I
kept thinking it was the 20th or something. And I'm like, every time I'm writing down my dates on like my renders and stuff, I'm like, no, that's not right. It's supposed to be like the 21st. Like, oh no, it's the 13th.
I don't know why you're thinking that, because DFWC4D isn't until the 15th.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know. I'm just thinking it's closer to my birthday than it actually is.
Oh. See, I keep waking up in a haze and like sitting back down at the computer and not even realizing what day it is.
Yeah.
In between things. Been working
well, yeah, because you
late.
Work until like 5 a.m. right now.
Yeah. I've been working until 5 a.m. probably for like the last 5 or 6 days.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it sucks to kill yourself right now, but because it's like, you know, the last quarter.
Oh, dude, the holidays are going to be great. Yeah, and if things slow down a little bit at Christmas time, there's going to be money in the bank, and it's going to be comfortable. That's a great feeling, just from just working our butts off for a long time. So we're wrapping up a couple projects. We got other stuff going on, but we still wanted to do a show because we wanted to talk about a few things. I like when I get heavy into these projects that I take a lot of notes in Octane and such. And we also wanted to talk about our guest for next week.
Yeah.
It's
so exciting.
We didn't want to not have a show because we figured we needed to come on and at least prep everybody to let everybody know that Beeple is going to be on.
Yeah.
Next week. So
the Beeple himself.
The Beeple. Now here's the thing. I think we should do a little call out for questions.
Yeah, totally.
If you want to put that in show topic ideas on Slack. One thing, if you didn't hear the first podcast with people, you need to get on and listen to that. Because you're going to, before you ask a question, you need to at least have heard that one. Because I think there's a lot of things we covered in the last episode.
Right.
So we're not going to do the same episode, obviously. So I think we're going to dive into some other topics now that this is like the second time the Beeple has blessed us with his presence.
Yeah.
So everybody start thinking about that. Send those in.
Speaking of Beeple, so he just did the new album for Imagine Dragons.
Oh, yeah?
Right? Did you see that?
Yeah, you sent it to me. You saw it in the store.
Yeah. I was in Target and I saw it and I was like, oh, there's a dude. There's a emissive texture in the background, you know? So I took a picture of it and I sent it to him. I was like, hey, is this you? And he goes, "It's not me. Is it a beeple or is it a sheeple?"
Right? Beeple or sheeple?
Yeah, beeple
We
or
got to get
sheeple.
those. We got to get that list. We're not doing a Beeple's people today. Taking a break.
Yeah, we're
since
gonna
this
take a
is
break.
a short show.
Right.
We're getting ready for DFW C4D as well, so it's just kind of crazy around here, trying to get everything taken care of, making sure everybody is good to go. We've got a lot. We got to get like a minute by minute together and all sorts of stuff this afternoon after the show. We got to actually plan this out. Tomorrow I'm going to spend the whole day getting all the gear ready. Cool. So that's going to be my deal. But again, still wanted to bring you a little bit of a show here. I think everything's working out with the mic and all that. That's good. I'm just keep reconfiguring my mic stuff. So, you know, we'll get there eventually. And here's the problem with multi-platform streaming and audio is that I try and pick streams or audio, like music for the streams that actually is not pod safe, but it's safe for YouTube, right? There's a bunch of stuff that you're okay to use on YouTube as long as you're not doing advertising. Right. And so I'm like, okay, so I run that. But the problem when you go to multi-platform is you're never going to be able to know what's going to be safe on every platform. So you end up getting flagged on like Facebook and things. It's just like, you know, it's so hopefully nothing's muted on any of these streams that people are watching in other places. The California fires too. I wanted to talk about that a little bit because I saw the other day, I think Kevin was
Kevin
evacuating.
Said he was being evacuated. That sucks.
And
Kevin,
then,
if you're listening, let us know that you're okay, that you're all okay.
Love you, bro. I saw some, dude, I saw some scary video. Did you see the one I posted on my Facebook of the woman like in the fire going through the tunnel and like fire is raining down? I actually saw that. That's insane.
Yeah, that is insane.
That, I mean, that is just, you're just driving through fire. And so hopefully everybody's okay. I know there's some other Maxon people, Rick and others that might be evacuated, or I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what the status is right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
So hopefully everything's okay. Don't burn down Maxon. And yeah, anything else going on in the week here?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Been working on some training stuff, like with our new little contractor we got in the office. You know,
little contractor.
Our little, even though it's taller than me, he's our little contractor. So, but it's nice. It's actually very nice to. I forgot why it's nice to have like a place to go to work. You know. Because you actually get to talk to people. Right. So, you know, versus just being on Skype or being on Slack or whatever, you know, but actually having someone next to you where you can joke around and stuff, it's kind of nice. Yeah. You know.
I mean, we try and get on Skype sometimes.
Yeah.
But honestly, not lately. The hours are so crazy. We're just like, we're here whenever we are. And, you know.
The thing is, like, at the beginning of the week, or we kind of know what's being laid out for us, you know. As it's going.
We know what the plan is. We just don't sit on Skype all day.
If anyone, I want to throw this out there. If anyone is in the Williamsburg, Virginia area and are willing to shoot some video of this upcoming Busch Gardens projection mapping stuff, hit me up. Email us, brograph@brograph.com. We'll pay you to do it. It's just, it's either we're going to have to hire someone or I'm going to have to fly out there myself.
Yeah, I really don't want to have to fly out there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind doing it. It would be only for a day, you know, and I'd get to go ride all the rides at Busch Gardens. But,
well, that's true. That is a plus for you, but...
Right. Yeah,
it is like very... like getting there, you have to do multiple planes. You have to get on little puddle jumpers, and you have to drive a really long way even after you get in. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get there. It's like a whole day of travel just to get there.
Yeah. So, you know, it's whatever. I mean, I found a good price on it. I just was, you know, figured I'd throw it out there if anyone's close by.
Yeah.
And wants to make, you know, a little bit of cash.
So
less cash than it would cost me to fly out there.
I think we might take some questions from people in the chat room a little bit later on, so start thinking about that. We're going to go over a couple things here. Talk to the audience. So Couple Octane things I learned this week. Here's what I like about this time of year, like October, November, December, when you're working in this industry, you end up doing Christmas stuff. So you get all that stuff that comes in early because people are getting ready for the season. And what I like about doing Christmas projects is that they're early, so I can enjoy the Christmas season early without actually looking like a douchebag.
Right.
See? So it's kind of nice.
What are you saying about me?
I can actually just listen to this music and be like, oh, it's a Christmas season. It feels good. But I'm not actually playing early Christmas music like some people.
Hey, and you know what? I'm not actually playing any Christmas music. All right. Except for when I'm in my car. That's the only time, because like
your car.
Yeah. Well, it's because I don't have satellite anymore. So like I actually have to listen to the radio, and it's, I don't know, 102.1 used to be the alternative station, but now it's like the easy listening rock station, and 103.7, which was the easy listening rock station, is now the alternative station.
You listen to the radio in your car?
What else am I going to listen to?
Your phone.
Spotify. No, my auxiliary input thing doesn't work very well. And the thing is, like, I'm like, I should get a Bluetooth receiver for my car, but then I'm like, I'm never in my car. You know, I may be in it for 10 minutes out of the day. You know, why do I want to spend a whole bunch of money? Because if I'm gonna get a Bluetooth stereo, dude, it's gonna be CarPlay all the way. We just got Amy a new car, and it's got CarPlay, and that is a game changer.
I
right
like
there.
it, but I don't like. I don't know. I don't really. I feel like it doesn't do everything I want it to do. That's the thing about it. Yeah. Actually, they did just, I think, add Waze. You can do Waze now. That was my biggest thing, is you couldn't do Waze for a long time.
Yeah.
Which is really dumb. It's like they're forcing you to not use other people's apps.
Right.
You know? And I don't know. I don't know.
And I also drive a Jeep, you know? And so if you buy an aftermarket stereo, you're just asking to get your car broken into.
Oh, that's true.
Or the doors to be opened.
Yeah, you got to have like a hidden... You got to make it look like a clunker, but you actually have a really good stereo.
This is what I want to do. And I've actually gotten all the pieces. I just need to 3D print a face for it, you know? So I bought a, it's a little Bluetooth receiver that plugs into a, like an amp or something. And then will go out to my stereo. So I can hide that. I can take out my stereo and like put that onto the faceplate, you know, that I 3D print that holds my phone, you know? And so then it just looks like a phone holder there, but it automatically connects to my phone, you know?
You need to just print out a picture of a really crappy stereo and put it on top. That'd be awesome.
That'd be so stupid.
It's like the people who do heads in jars. You just print out a picture of your face and put it in a jar.
Right. Yeah,
you could do that. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how quickly my car doesn't get broken into.
Right. All right, let's move to some Ravcock. What's your flavor?
What's your flavor?
So, projects this week. Here's some things I'm learning. I'm dealing a lot with symmetry. I don't know what the deal is. Like, all of these projects we're working on right now, I'm working on 3 kinds of symmetry. I'm working on a highway project. So you've got the symmetry because you've got both sides of the highway that you're doing symmetrical with all the different stuff and things. And then working on a backdrop for some a big Christmas choir thing where it's going to be on a giant 4K LED wall. And everything is a circle because it's supposed to be like you're in this ballroom. So I'm building everything symmetrically with a Brograph clone with concentric circles and things like that. And so that's another one. And then the third one, of course, is Busch Gardens that we're doing. And so there's the middle of the building is just normal, but the sides of it, of course, are symmetrical. So I'm doing symmetrical instances, symmetry objects, and things like that. So everything's symmetrical. So
I was playing around with symmetry today. I was building our Rudolph character. I was playing around with it.
I already made a Rudolph face. Do you want my face?
Sure, I'll take your face.
Okay. Yeah. Did I send him to you?
No, you didn't.
Oh, I thought I sent you.
Oh.
I made a whole face a couple weeks ago.
Oh, well, I started making a body, and I was using the what is it? The volume builder. You know, I was like, sure, let's try out the volume builder, because then I can just build a whole bunch of stuff. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with the volume builder.
It's high poly. It's going to be.
Yeah, it is, which is okay.
Yeah.
You know, and it looked pretty good. But when you're dealing with high poly stuff, and this is the problem that I found, like when you're sculpting, you've got to retopologize the whole thing, especially if you're going to break up individual areas that you want for materials.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like if I want like a white area around his chest with a brown area around the chest, like I need to make the topology correct around there, which is rough. You know, when you're using this. So you need to retopologize the whole thing. And I was like, I don't really want to retopologize the whole thing. I'd rather just go in and like model the whole thing like normal.
Why can't you? Why do you have to do the chest separately?
I don't know.
You're
just like also with
the
like the hooves and stuff like that. You want a separation from like where the black part on the hooves are and like the whatever. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing about that though, is it's very forgiving when you're using fur. Because
that's true.
You're building like kind of a rough body. That's what I was thinking, because I was building parts of his face and it was looking not exactly how I wanted it to look. But then I remembered, well, you know, there's going to be hair and fur and stuff coming off of this. So it's going to cover up all the bad geometry anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It would be. It would. So I'll
have to send you his head that I did.
Yeah, send me his head.
Yeah. I don't know. I think...
So, and I want to use
my laptop.
You may poo-poo this idea, but I really want to use Redshift for it.
Ooh.
I think it'd be a good challenge for us.
I don't know if we're going to be able to do this at all, honestly, with our schedule. But
I know I don't know. I don't know at all either.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got nothing past Thanksgiving, really.
Yeah, we do.
We got a few tiny little things past Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we'll see.
But like, I ran into this issue that like, and it's the octane problem. It's the octane problem. You know, I ran into this week where basically I just didn't have enough render power. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rendering.
No, I get that.
Yeah. No, Billy, you already helped me with it. Like you were my savior this week. You know. I was rendering, you know, and it was only running 2 minutes a frame, which really isn't that bad. But when you're talking about 2,200 frames, you know, and then you've got to render a whole nother video, you know, with the same amount of frames, rendering, you know, 30 seconds to a minute per frame. It's like you're talking about a lot of time. Like my computer was literally running, two computers literally running from like Thursday until Monday morning, you know, and like. I was lucky enough because like my computer kept crashing and I didn't know why, because it would only crash on this one particular render. It wouldn't crash on anything else.
Seems like a VRAM issue.
It might be, but like I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. I didn't know if my computer was just getting too hot and just like shutting down.
Are you not running the software? You're not
running?
No,
I was, but then like at some point it's weird because like it would run for like maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes and then crash. And then it will run for 3 hours and then crash. You know, there was no particular like rhyme or reason why it would crash. So anyway,
well, sometimes I have those problems with the VRAM stuff because it doesn't necessarily crash right away.
Here's the thing. Like I was using, 4RC5 in Octane, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to try I know you don't do this in the middle of a project, but whatever, I'm going to do it. 4RC7,
yeah,
right?
I did that last night.
Maybe they fix some stuff. Well, once I did that, apparently something is weird with our Spotlight or the way they did things, you know.
Something changed.
Something changed, and the color completely changed, and the fall off on our pictures or on our Spotlight changed, and I didn't notice it until after it had finished rendering. I was like, great, now I got to go back and re-render. So I jumped back.
Right, you got to do the previous frames.
RC5. I jumped back to 4RC5.
Yeah,
because I had to render it.
Right.
You know, I didn't have time. I only needed like 100 frames or so.
Yeah.
And then it rendered it just fine, like no problems, didn't crash at all. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here. Anyway, but because that one was going, I wasn't able to get some of the other one. And luckily, Billy, offered his services. Thank you. Big shout out to Billy for helping me out this weekend. And he literally let it run for 30 hours on his machine.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's like, you can't, and I feel bad, like he was offering. And so I was going to take him up on the offer once, like if I knew I got into a bind, and right. I did. I ended up having to take him up on the offer.
Well, we all do that for each other every once in a while.
We do. And I totally have for other people as well. But the problem is, and this is the problem with Otoy and, and Octane in particular, is because their terms of service makes it to where you can't use farms. I'm unable to send it out to anyone. And I think that's a big problem. Like if they would just, I understand.
Well, you're going to be able to soon.
I understand what they're doing. Yeah. I understand. But, like more people are going to be moving over to Redshift specifically because of this problem, Yeah. And then they're going to lose so many people because of it, that like eventually they're not going to be able to bring those people back.
I don't know. I don't know if it's how I build my stuff, but my stuff had, you were talking about you had noise and all of that stuff, and the stuff I'm building isn't noisy. And
I know, because you do it a completely different way than me. I like to do it in more, you do it in kind of like, it's not cheating, but I call it the cheater way, right? Where if you've got an emissive material, you'll also add a light, so that it's actually creating light for that emissive, like a fake emission. The way I like to do it is I like to use an emissive material and actually use that to light my scene. I like to use that for my colors or that for whatever. I like to do it in more of the way a realistic it would.
I didn't do much of that in this project at all.
I don't know. So like,
the lights had like an inner and an outer light on purpose, right. But still there were just as many lights for those emissive textures. But that was for other reasons. But I didn't have the issues you were having, though. I was rendering pretty big, and I was getting very low noise. The denoiser's great.
Yeah, you know what? The denoiser's okay. But, like, I lost... So I had this super cool cookie, like, sparkling cookie texture. Like the filling of the inside of like a shortbread cookie,
right?
And it was like sparkly, like sugar or something like that, And I liked it.
Do sugar.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like, where you go with that?
No, Homer with the sugar. I love it. It's
and
my favorite clip.
I loved the way it looked, but as soon as you add that denoising, kills it. Like you don't get any of that sparkle. It's just a solid color. I was like, all right, you know what? I rendered out the denoise pass anyway. I ended up using it on some of my Nutcracker stuff.
That makes sense, though.
But but like if I'm trying to get rid of certain things, it's like you give some and you take some, and it's like.
Well, if you're doing a pass, you have it do a beauty and a denoise, and then you can
which is what I was doing. Yeah,
and then you could just like mask out that area that you're having problems with.
Which is what I did.
Right.
Which is what I did. But still,
I
was lucky. So like I had like another like 2,000 or not 2,000, probably around, it was around 9 more hours of rendering, it was probably another 250, 300 frames, and I was going back. I basically like it felt really good once I figured it out, but I figured out how to cut and paste different areas throughout the scene so that they would just repeat.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't end up having to render those other 9 hours.
Nice.
Which felt very nice.
Yeah. I did a lot of cheating in that aspect to keep render times down. Did a lot of mixing stills with animations and variations on things. Having a lot of fun doing these Christmas lights. I'm learning a lot about this little Christmas light plugin I want to do. But the denoise I'm learning a lot about too.
Yeah.
And, I'm not the type of person who does any sort of multipass that often. I'm kind of like, just spit it out from Octane and just go with it, right? So when you add the denoise, you have to start working with those passes, and I'm learning a bunch of things. Like, for example, even if you uncheck the save field, like to a file, you also have to make sure that you go back and you uncheck the Save Beauty Pass in that tab. Because if you accidentally leave that on, even though you have passes turned off, it will still sit there and calculate those 128 samples for the extra passes in between frames.
That's another thing that I hate. Why does it have to... Why can't it just do it all at once? You know? Like every other render engine. Like, why do you have to do more samples for more passes? You know?
I'm not sure what the technicalities on that are, actually.
It's dumb.
But the thing that I did do is I upgraded to RC7 last night. Yeah. Didn't have any issues like you did, which is good. But when I upgraded, I did it purposely because they finally added the Save Beauty Pass. Into just the regular render. So you don't do the you don't have to do the multi-layer output. You don't have to have it do that separate pass. Yeah. And that saves on your denoise time, because I don't know if you've ever done denoise in the live viewer, but it seems a lot faster.
In the live viewer?
In the live viewer, because it's doing everything at once. And it's like adding the rest of the denoise like right at the end. I think it's calculating as it goes, I think. I'm not sure, but it seems like it, because it also has a checkbox that says calculate denoise at end. So I always calculate denoise at end. See, I don't have that checked. I think it's thinking about it as it goes.
Oh, weird.
I think, don't quote me on that, but the thing about it is whenever you're working with something with denoise and it's rendering really fast, the best option is to just render out of Cinema 4D and not do the multipass, because now RC7 has that checkbox, which I think was your idea.
It was my idea. I specifically told Jules when we had our little meeting, I said, yeah, this is what I would like to see.
So it saves the beauty denoise into just a regular render. So you're not doing that separate thing. So if you're at a point where you don't want to have the separate denoise pass, you're like, denoise is great for a lot of things. You know, there's certain things that you can get away with where like the client's not going to care. You know what I mean? The client's not going to notice that this is slightly denoised here or there, and you're saving a lot of time, you know, or it's a little background element or something. You don't care. And so it's really great to have the denoise because it makes it go fast. But like I talked about on the program a couple weeks ago, it's that extra denoise time. And now with that checkbox, you don't have that super extra separate denoise time. It's kind of doing it as it goes, and it saves you so much time. I mean, I'm rendering some things at like 50 samples, you know, or less. You know, there's a couple with this, you know, if it's stuff that's during the day, like a really bright day scene, you get away with it more.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm rendering stuff at 10 and 20 samples. It's insane. It's really insane. Like, you should see the highway project right now. I can render 10 or 20 samples and you barely notice the difference. Plus there's motion blur in the scene anyway. You're moving down the road. So it's great. And these frames are just spitting out at literally like 2 seconds a frame.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. And there's like 5 million polys for the whole scene. So, you know, it's something you have to play with and you just have to get it right.
Yeah.
I've also gotten deep into fields, and so did you. I like that we came up with the same solution for a problem this week.
Yeah, right.
You know,
so we had some Christmas lights. You know, we were doing Christmas lights, and we had to have a way of like, so we were cloning the Christmas lights, doing like a grid array,
or doing splines or whatever.
And so we needed a way to be able to turn on and off the individual lights. So what we did was we created basically one, which is the outer shell of the light with the colored light, and then another one, which is the emissive
inside part.
Yeah. And so then you use a field fall off or whatever, you know, like a linear or whatever, within the emissive part. So, and scale it from basically 0 to 1. So as the field is going, it's turning on and off the brightness of the lights.
Well, so you were going to -1 then.
Yeah, I was going to -1.
-1 scale. I was actually going to -0.99 because I was scared. You know, there's that zero scale problem with Octane.
Yeah, maybe that's why it was crashing.
Because if something,
that was a
might
completely
be
different one.
Oh, okay.
No, that was a different project.
Because if you scale something down to 0, it doesn't necessarily screw up, but you scale to 0 and sometimes the object disappears or won't come back, or it's weird. You have to start back on a certain frame for it to work right. I think scaling down to absolute 0 just causes issues. So, but what was great is, it was surface brightness was checked on the emissive texture, because you wouldn't be able to do this otherwise. You can't just turn off lights because they're clones.
Yeah.
Right. So you've got these clones, and you can't just turn off the emissive texture. That would turn all of the lights off.
Yeah.
So it's just a field. And so we're able to do these Christmas lights with crazy patterns because you just run rectangle or spherical fields through, or you put in a shader effector.
Oh yeah. I put the shader effector in, and I used what was it? I think it was the cell noise, so you've got actual like cube or blocks,
Yeah. And then I would noise through it.
Basically, I would offset the seed on the beat. So it would basically change like the random seed.
Yeah.
And it would flash randomly. It was pretty cool. It was fun.
I would go in and put checker patterns through the shader so that you would get cool checkerboard patterns, and you could have like lines and stuff chase each other.
That's cool. That's cool.
Like I would put some fields through, and I would go in and I would change the curve so it was like a saw wave. So as it flowed through the lights, basically, it would just turn them on and off.
That's cool. That's cool.
And when you do the fields, you don't want to have any fall off because it gets weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to. I mean, they'll kind of dim if you do it that way, but I don't know if it's linear, so that it might look kind of funny. So just so much stuff I've been doing with fields.
Yeah, fields are awesome.
Lots of planar effectors. It's something I do too for, when you're doing MoGraph clones, right? Like with the MoGraph shader. I'm sorry, the MoGraph, what is it? The MoGraph selection tool.
Oh, right.
I'm doing a lot with the MoGraph selection tool because there's lights on the building. Like say you do a light grid and you want some of them to be further back or further forward. You can say, okay, take this set and you can do a planar effector, and then you can do a MoGraph selection and put that MoGraph selection on your planar effector. So the planar effector is only affecting certain groups of clones.
Yeah.
And so you can move them forward or backward, or you can make them disappear altogether if you just change the scale to -1.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
So you can just erase these little areas. Super cool.
Yeah.
So just fields and MoGraph clones and MoGraph selection tool, just been so deep in that stuff. I feel like I really have a great understanding of it now.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
Yep.
And Octane LUTs, I also used a LUT in Octane for the first time.
Okay.
I've got a folder full of LUTs in my Dropbox, and I haven't actually messed with it because this is something that's pretty new to Octane.
Yeah.
And I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but I love that you can bring in those custom LUTs and really just craft that look, and you can mix it too. You can mix between the LUT and the original. So I was getting some really fun looks with this little candy scene I was doing the other day. One issue that I ran into is problems with the daemon. I call it daemon inception.
Right. Okay.
And it sounds like a new movie, but that's not what it is. The Bourne Inception.
Matt Damon.
The daemon inception happens when you are doing a render queue. So what will happen a lot of times is I'll do these low res quick renders, make sure everything looks good at like, I don't know, a quarter resolution, super low samples, just make sure the animation looks good. It's all good. And then when it's ready for the night, I dump everything inside of the render queue. Okay. But here's the problem. When you go to set up your project and you go into Octane, you want to set up network rendering, so you leave those all checked.
Right.
And I usually do that on my main system because it's got like a 1060 driving the monitors. It's got a 2080 running everything, but then it's sitting there on Mr. Meeseeks on the back end server doing network rendering. So I always have all the network rendering checkboxes checked.
Right, me too.
However, the problem that happens is when I go over to that computer to start a render queue, and I bring up all those saved files, and I still have the daemon running from earlier in the day.
Right.
It actually connects to those through the daemon into itself. So it's trying to render. So I was having this issue the other day because it's sitting there rendering, but it sees itself on the network as four more cards.
Weird.
So it's sending it through the daemon as well. So it's using the cards doubly, which causes it to crash because it runs out of VRAM.
I was going to say.
Yeah,
so you could just use twice as much power with the same amount of cards, right? That's the way it works.
Yeah, that's how it works, right?
Right? Like butter on one side of the toast and a cat on the other. It's like infinite energy. Or plugging a surge protector into itself.
Yeah.
Free energy.
I know. You're creating an infinite loop. So that's something to look out for. You know, I did that a couple times. Like I would leave on stuff and realize it was trying to connect to my 1060 and all sorts of crazy junk. But yeah,
Billy says you wouldn't download a GPU. That's funny.
You wouldn't download a car, would you?
Heck yeah, I would. You know how expensive cars are?
I could 3D print one.
Right.
Yeah, so watch out for Daemon Inception.
Daemon Inception.
And we talked about the keep denoise. I don't think, here's the thing, vertex speed does not work with multi-instancing from what I gather.
Okay. And
when you're working in Octane, the difference between multi-instancing and render instancing isn't that different. I think I want to say multi-instance saves you like a little bit on polys, but a lot of times it screws stuff up. Like with motion blur, I had to set it back from multi-instancing to render instancing, and then the motion blur started working again.
Yeah,
so,
you know what? Okay, I wish. Speaking of this, I wish you could use a bool and a cloner with like render instances. You could only do it with regular instances.
That makes a little bit of sense to me.
Well,
though.
yeah, I understand why. I just wish it was possible.
Why can't you just mix it down?
Because I'm using a linear field in order to have everything come on, which I guess I could just do that and then turn that one off at a certain time and, you know, whatever.
I want to be able to use just throw an object in to use as a field. Can you do that? Is that possible?
Yeah, it is.
I need to mess with that and see, because that would be interesting.
Yeah, dude, anything can be a field.
Okay,
anything and everything.
Okay, I didn't see exactly how you're supposed to drop that.
You just drop it in. You just drop it straight in the field object.
Oh, you do? Even a piece of geometry?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. I was thinking about it. I was like, you can probably do this, but, you know, whatever. And I lost you.
Oh boy, I lost you.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
I got no video from you, though.
Oh boy.
What did you do, Ray?
I didn't do anything.
Maybe I should just hang up and call you back.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, hold on. My webcam's being a butt.
Hello, Andy. We're about to talk about your X particles.
Got a question? No. Well,
Whoa, boy.
Front-facing camera. I use the same setting.
It's your stupid Snapchat app thingy.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
No, that
That's
should be
what you
fine.
were saying, right?
Yeah. It was just changing the constant bitrate to 1.6.
And we're going to need to adjust the audio again on this, but I did go ahead and remove the click because that was
Behind the scenes,
Okay.
folks. Behind the scenes.
They weren't
Cool.
visible there.
Cool.
All right, I got a marker, we're good.
Cool. I need to change my video because I look like I'm in the snow.
It's because it's cold.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I mean, I could match if you want.
Nah, it's cool. I'm good.
Okay. You gotta get some snow effects to put in here or something.
Oh, is that what you're asking for? Okay, here we go.
No, please don't. Please don't. Oh, man.
Did you see all the emojis that is on the Slack now of all my faces?
Yes, I had that in the notes actually to talk about.
All right.
Yeah, you've got so many emojis now.
There's so many emojis.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say other than that. But,
All right. Were you keeping that in the show?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
We're back in the show now.
We're let's do it.
This is
Hold
the show.
on. Nope, we're not.
You're not recording?
I don't know. List of audio devices connected has changed. Do you want to open the audio settings? Hold on.
No, because it's trying to pipe your...
Well, just hold on a second. Hold on. Open sound settings. Just hoping it didn't mess anything up. Levels. Test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2.
My God.
My goodness. Okay. All right. Well, that audio from when I was just talking a second ago might be kind of poopy, so I apologize.
We'll just start here. How about that?
Okay.
Okay. Marker.
Okay. I am still rolling. Yeah, it's still, the numbers are still going.
Okay.
So, all right. Where do we leave off? What was I talking? What was I talking about? I was talking about something important. Dang it.
We were talking about Octane stuff.
Yeah, I think we were talking about something else.
You could drop anything in. You could drop anything in there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is what I did. So I had, it was Let It Snow was the song that we were using.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did some like cursive Let It Snow with lights, or I just took a spline, text spline, and, you put lights.
Curse? You put curse?
I put a curse on the lights.
Okay.
No.
No, they were a curse. Oh, they were cursive.
No, it was.
Okay.
All right. Anyway. So I did lights, let it snow, and I'd have it come on, you know, I'd turn it on and let it snow. Well, I also had those in the same area as a whole bunch of string lights, like a grid array of string lights, right? But I didn't want any of those string lights to get in the way because I didn't want it to all mixed with it. So I took the text splines, I extruded them, I made them a tiny bit bigger, and then threw them in a field of my cloner and made that -1. So basically, those would all go away around that specific area.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because you're talking about using objects as, in the fields area.
Right. Yeah, there was something else I was going to mention too, and I can't remember offhand all of a sudden. What else was it? Fields. Oh, there was something else I wanted Maxon to add. Oh. Okay, this isn't a volume builder, but I would like it if you could keep UVs, because I don't feel like there's a way to keep UVs right now when you're working in the volume builder. Once you mix it down, once you skin it, basically, your UVs from those individual objects, I don't think come through, so it's not like
they don't. No. Yeah, that was something that I think someone was complaining about. It's like, how do you, that was an issue that I was dealing with, why I said you got to retopologize the thing.
Right.
Because if you want to be able to control where the individual parts are, you've got to completely retopologize the thing, which kind of sucks.
And I want to do
or if you're using like Substance Painter or something like that, you'd be all right.
And I want to do a custom multi-instance placeholder as well, because right now you can say object, you can say nothing, you could tell it to show the MoGraph point, or you could have it do a box. And sometimes, like Christmas trees, for example, I don't want a box, I want a cone.
Oh, right. If you could actually change your primitive that it shows,
or if you could do your own placeholder. You could just have your own proxy you could drop in. That would be really great. That's a good
idea. That would be cool. Put in the Baron request line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Arnold, you had a note about Arnold.
Yeah, so like I was installing the trial of Arnold and stuff because I want to play. I like having the trials in my, I'm installing all my stuff into R20 again.
Right.
And I like having all the trials in there, so if I ever want to play with them, I can.
Yeah.
And so I was installing the trial of Arnold, and my computer kept crashing, or not my computer, but R20 kept crashing over and over again. Like it would go through, it'd say loading plugins, and then it would just shut down. I was like, that's weird. So what it turns out to be is that I was loading the plugin into my user-defined plugin area,
right?
Which is on my Dropbox,
right? So that you can link it up to anything at any time.
Exactly,
right.
Which is so convenient, being able to open up R20 on one of my other computers and it, being there, But apparently you can't do it in with Arnold. And it may be that way with V-Ray and Redshift. I'm not 100% sure because like those have installers, you know, and they automatically install in the plugins location. I haven't tried moving them. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. So just to let you guys know, if you're playing around with Arnold and you've got a, you know, your own user-defined area for plugins, it's not going to work.
You'd have to put it, you'd have to remember to put it in if you're like switching over to another machine or something. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Guess I forgot to put the plugins in.
Hey, that's good. I like that. I like that.
So topic-wise, I'm just going to kind of open it up to anybody in the chat room who wants to bring up a topic. We have some other things and some links we're going to talk about since this is a short show.
Yeah, a short show already at 54 minutes.
Whoops. Somehow. Yeah. We don't have emails or we're not doing people's people, any of that stuff. But we do have some links in the meantime while we're waiting for some people to write in some topic ideas. Did you see Barton was on Good Morning La La Land?
Yeah, that's hilarious. I didn't actually watch it. Oh, speaking of Barton, for everyone listening, Already Been Chewed is looking for a senior motion designer. So, yeah. Get on it.
Looking at you, Aaron Sorensen.
Yeah, right? Yeah, Aaron Sorensen. You need to move to Dallas.
Yeah. Come on down.
You could be my neighbor.
Won't you be my neighbor?
We could be best friends.
Won't you be my neighbor, Aaron? So we'll put the link to that in the show notes. And check that out. Also wanted to talk about...
Oh, boy. Okay. I saw your mouth moving, and I was like, uh-oh, nothing's coming out.
I started thinking about it. I was like, do I want to call him Chris? Or do I want to call him Tokyo Megaplex?
Oh, it's always Tokyo Megaplex.
Tokyo Megaplex has another one that just dropped for Adult Swim.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good.
And he got staff pick on Vimeo again.
Man, dude.
Yeah. He's like, you know, whatever, NBD.
No big deal.
So
yeah.
Just another one, you know. But it's pretty good. It's a little short for Adult Swim. It's up on Vimeo now, so we'll put a link to that in the show notes.
Yeah.
So
good stuff. Good stuff.
Nickname says the Blender conference talks are out, and there's a lot of good stuff in there. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Andrew
I actually
Price.
watched. So apparently, do you know what is it, Dr. Disillusion or whatever on YouTube? So anytime there's
yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Is that his name?
He's like a Twitch gamer or something, right?
No, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Is it Captain Disillusion?
Captain Obvious? Captain Underpants. Captain Crunch.
Disillusion. Yeah, Captain Disillusion.
General Error.
No. Captain Disillusion, he's this guy who breaks down like YouTube videos and stuff like that to help you realize how something was done. You know, like, for example, you know, all the tape measure thing where people would flip out a tape measure and like try and catch something with it, or like turn off a light or grab someone's keys.
Oh, yeah.
He like broke that down and said why it's fake, you know. Also the marble sorting machine where it was all like water and they were all coming down and then they all somehow end up being perfectly colored.
That was like
and everyone's like,
or Houdini.
Yeah, and everyone was like, oh, isn't it amazing how the physics of real world works and when you're thinking positively or something like that? It's like,
gosh.
Anyway, so he broke it down. You know, he does this, but he did this really cool talk for the Blender thing, and it was I only watched like 3/4 of it, but I was really enjoying it because my wife was like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm watching this cool."
Is that her voice now?
Yeah, that one.
What are you watching?
What are you watching? Sorry, Amy.
She's Marge now.
Oh. She's like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "Oh, I was watching this cool Blender thing." She said, and she's like, "Can we watch something together?" All right.
You're like, "I'm watching this cool Blender thing." She's like,
"Yeah." Gonna get me in trouble, Dave.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, no, I've seen a couple of them, and yeah, I really like the stuff that they're doing with Blender. I like the direction they're going.
This is good.
And I didn't see his yet.
About AI.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I did watch a video of his the other day. It was all about like realistic, photorealistic rendering and stuff, basically breaking down like the linear color mode or whatever, and why that's the best way to work when you're trying to get super photorealistic looking stuff. It was really good. I can find it and I'll put it in the show notes. I may have mentioned it last week.
Rick Bogus says we need to check out virtualrealityday.org. Apparently, Saturday, it's VR day. And there's events all around the country, so
.org.
check that out.
Okay.
Virtualrealityday.org.
You think they could have a better okay. Yeah, all right. What am I doing? Plan an event?
Oh, why not VR
we're
day?
supposed to plan the event?
I don't
there's one in Dallas. Okay. Dr. Laura Ashmore and Vina Reddy Center for Brain Health. What?
This is just where people are doing that? Or I don't even understand how you get around this website.
I don't know. That's a very confusing
pretty bad website.
Yeah.
Because all it does is let you register on the front page. I guess
I know, that's what I was saying.
What's going on here? What do I
about VR Day? Oh, that's weird. Okay, so you hit the About VR Day and it sends you up instead of down, and you can't even scroll up or down.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. How did you even find events?
Yeah, no, I went to partners.
Oh my. Okay.
Oh,
well, in theory, it sounds great.
Yeah. So this is about doing as good at promoting itself as actual VR is.
Right. Yeah, Andrew Price, we would like to get Andrew Price on the show. I think he would come on too.
I think so.
I think he seems like a nice guy. I think he'd do it.
Seems like it. I saw his interview.
He emails me every week.
You know what? I've always thought about because do you ever get those pop-ups on Polygon?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've always wanted to go, hey Andrew, will you come be on our podcast?
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna do it now.
See if he does it.
Yeah. Whoops.
Hit your bell.
Yeah, I hit it. It wasn't a joke, so
So that makes it a negative joke. So the chat room, I'm waiting for some topic ideas from the chat room, if any. But there's some other links that I've got here. Jan Sladeko.
Yeah.
He's got another short. Did we talk about that? Another astronaut
I don't think
short?
we did.
A third astronaut short?
It's so good.
Yeah. And also, he posted some stuff. He worked on some Audi 5 projects. Really cool looking stuff. So I've got a link to his Behance in the show notes. You can check that out. We talked about Andrew Price. Andy was in here. The X Particles Challenge. There's a new X Particles Challenge. Is that right?
New X Particles Challenge. Yeah.
Okay. How do you get to that? X dash particles.
Hold on. X Particles Challenge. X-particles-challenge.com. So, giving away a lot of cool prizes. Top prize includes X Particles, Cycles 4D, and Cinema 4D Studio. More to be announced. So it's going to be very exciting. You got 38 days, 10 hours, 41 minutes, and 36 seconds as of this point. 34 seconds, 32 seconds.
Unless you're not listening live, in which case.
Unless you're not listening live, then
it's too late.
You're so behind.
There's no time.
There's no time.
Now.
Do it
Particles
now.
Challenge 2018.
I'm gonna
fever.
I'm gonna submit my wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Because you did that with cloth.
I did it with XP cloth.
That's pretty sweet.
So I created this super cool wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, and it's really nice when something just comes together. When you're like,
it works well.
Yeah. So I like it because I was like, okay, how would I do this in real life? That's how I start off like everything. Anytime I'm doing any sort of like simulation, I always think to myself, how would I do this in real life? So I ended up not
IRL, as the kids say.
Right, IRL, of course.
Right.
And I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, well, I would create a cylinder. That would be my wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I would turn it into cloth, but then I would need some air in order to blow it upwards. And I'm like, so I thought to myself, I'm like, no, I don't want to use like wind and stuff like that. That might make it too hard. So let's do cloth and let's turn the gravity to negative, right?
Yeah.
So like it's always like pointing upwards. Well, how do I get it to wacky wave inflatable arm flailing tube guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you do the animation? Like, can you do it? Oh, that's a shame. No.
I mean,
so anyway,
I could probably just step through it, but I don't know if I can do that or not.
So anyway, I turned on the dynamics first, and he fell down, and then I turned it to, oh yeah, okay, so I had regular gravity first so that he would fall down, and then I turned the gravity negative so that he would fly up, and then I just added an XP turbulence, and it made him wacky wave inflatable arm flailing tube guy. It was super easy.
Nice. Oh, these are also loading off a Dropbox on the fly as well, I guess, too. Because I didn't have this synced.
Nice.
So the live people can at least see what he looks like.
Yeah. Let's see a little bit. Anyway, it was really cool. Yeah. It was very easy to make.
Yeah.
And so it feels really nice when you come up with an idea and you're like, I don't know how I'll pull it off, but let me see if I can. And then you end up pulling it off that same day, and it looks relatively nice.
Without like pulling your hair out, trying to figure something out and watching a bunch of tutorials and realizing it's not going to work the way you want it to, and then you give up and you do it the easy way because you're out of time because the client's waiting, and you got to get this render going before the Yeah, exactly. There was that GIF going around the other day about like the life of a designer. I think it was like, actually no, it was a video. It was like somebody's reel. They built in this like what a daily designer does, like waiting for computer crash, all of that.
I think I saw that.
It was a great idea for a reel. So
yeah. Oh, did you? Okay, did you see the other reel? Oh gosh, whose was it? Oh, this makes me so mad that I totally forgot this. But someone, maybe I can find it in the Slack. But it was someone's reel where it was like a VFX reel where they took like famous or scenes from movies and stuff and made it look like they were all CG, like practically shot things, or like. So there was one
CG on purpose.
Yeah. It's like they would cut the person out, and then put a green screen behind them with tracking markers all over it, you know. And then there was another one where someone was walking, and then they transformed the person into like someone like with green screen tracking markers, all them in like a green suit walking as well, then showed the before and after. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was
who was that?
Good.
We got to find that for the show notes. That'll be good.
Yeah. I'll look.
Okay. And the motion periodic table. This is in your notes. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's the deal? Where did you find this thing?
Someone posted it on the Slack. It's super. Oh no, I found this on Twitter. Someone had retweeted it, but basically the motion periodic table. It's super cool. Like, it shows off all these different ideas and stuff like that as far as motion designers go. And someone I think on the Slack said, "Oh yeah, that's like the straight up FUI, go to something."
Yeah.
I don't know. It's neat.
Yeah, it is pretty.
Very pretty.
It at least gives you ideas, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's all in Chinese.
Oh, it is? That's funny.
Yeah, all this stuff in here. Yeah, it's like they have a different word for everything.
Did you see... got to give a shout out to Smearballs for his amazing tweet about the CNN dude attacking the intern or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you see it?
What? No.
Here, I'll send it to you. Here, look at it. It's so funny. Yeah, it's okay if I send it to you.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. I won't go over your face in the chat anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
That's good.
So he says, if you look closely, he totally assaulted this poor lady, and so he like makes it to where her arm basically falls off, and when he moves her hand,
Oh
and
my
then she just goes
gosh.
ah.
Did she make that? Or did he
No,
make
he made it.
Did
Yeah.
he make that of her?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty funny.
Well, you know why that came up, right?
What? Why? What came up?
Why the whole like
President for me.
the whole like here, let me bring it up on the live stream. So the whole thing with her and the doctoring and all of that stuff, why he did a version of his own, is because it came out that something was doctored.
Oh yeah. No, I saw that.
Which is interesting, you know, for our show, because I guess that there was some sort of altering of the footage or something. So if you compare the original to something online, it's
they sped it up. The one that they released, they sped it up so it looked like he was chopping her. You know?
I see. So they altered it.
Yeah.
To make it look, man, that's interesting, because as a VFX person, you're like, okay, so the government is manipulating footage. And so like you're checking it out because you want to see it, because you're like, well, I can tell because I've seen a lot of shoops in my day. Yeah. And I can tell by the pixels and by the fact that I've seen a lot of shoops in my day.
What are shoops?
That's a Photoshop. They call it a shoop.
Is it? I
You've
thought
never
they called
heard that?
No, I thought it was a shop.
I'm hanging around 4chan too much, I guess.
No.
Yeah.
You're
it's
fired.
a shoop. You've never heard that before?
No, I haven't.
Oh. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting as a VFX person to be hearing that news, because you're like, okay, I'm going to check this out for myself. I'm going to analyze the footage. And you like blow it up and you're like, see what they did here? See this pixels?
This pixels?
Well, and the fact that the government's literally manipulating footage, but you know, that's a whole nother story. So let's talk about After Effects getting Cryptomatte support. There's
they are.
Yeah, Pro EXR2 plugin adds Cryptomatte support somehow.
I found it, Dave. I found it.
Oh, you found the
Yeah, here, watch it.
Yeah,
you should watch it right now because it's so funny. It's Thibaut Charopin. It says 2016 VFX reel. Oh man, it's so good. Let's see if I can post this. Can I post this? Oh, I did. I posted it into our YouTube chat so people can see it.
Oh, it actually works.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you you can't do it or something.
All right.
So what's the deal? What's the?
So it's funny. Like, you see, he's using like famous movies and stuff like that, and then cutting it out and making it look like it was green screen. And I didn't get this at first. I was like, oh man, he's doing a really good job. He did a great job. You know, because you do some that are like, okay, this could be it. But look at this. I'm like, well, why is this VFX? You know,
why did they have to shoot it that way? So they put him in a Hulk green screen super suit. Oh,
right,
man, this is great. I'll put this in the notes so everybody can see it. Wow, what a great concept! That's
so ridiculous. But look at this, like rebuilding the entire thing, and then like, why would they place each individual person in there?
Right, that's pretty good.
Man, and look at
Charpin.
Andy Serkis to beat some motion. Oh man, it's so good. Oh my
gosh,
so good. All right, yeah.
Wow. All right. Anything else on the agenda? The Cryptomatte thing. That's Lester Banks. That's all I got. Anybody else have anything that they want to talk about?
I don't know. It's all right. Let's get out of here. We got some work to do.
Yeah, we do. We do. At least we got a show in, though. So,
yeah. And so get your questions ready for people. If you got some questions, and make them fun. You know. Yeah,
make them fun. Make them different. Make them introspective. Make them. I don't know.
Yeah.
So when you did that one piece on January 12th, year of our Lord 2018, what were you thinking? Was this a comment on society and its shortcomings? I don't know. That's what everybody seems to ask him anyway. So,
did you see Aaron Kovrit's still life picture? Did we talk about this at all?
Which one?
The one of like the
one he's been working on for like a long time.
No, the fruits and the pumpkins and stuff. The one that looks like a still life painting.
No,
dude, it's incredible.
Where is that? Is that on his Twitter?
Yeah, it is. Here, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
To copy link to tweet. Like it, and he rendered this in 8K. And
It's
he
just a still.
used his phone in order to scan a lot of the actual like pumpkins and stuff.
Was this done in Redshift?
This was done. I think it was done in Octane.
It was done in Octane.
Yeah.
So
here's the actual Google Drive like 8K version of it that I just sent you.
Oh, he put that up for people. I can.
Yeah.
Just a full 8K. How long does it? Oh, it came right up. It's not bad. Wow.
Like, it's crazy.
So here's the thing. It reminds me of what David Brodeur did last week with the grapes.
Yeah.
It's that still life with that.
We're going to find a whole bunch of still lives now. People are going to start. That's the new big thing.
Man, I love still life. So like but look, he's even got grapes in here.
Yeah.
I love doing still life stuff. It's like my favorite. But this is interesting the way it was done because it has that, again, that flat look we were talking about last week with the haze. So it kind of gives it that painting feel.
Yeah. I mean, look at the
really interesting that he did the same thing with Octane that David did with Redshift.
Yeah. Look at the gunny sack material. Oh, it's so good.
There's like hairs on it and
yeah.
This looks like a texture almost.
Yeah, it does look like a
texture. Flat texture. And man, that is so good. And all of like the fuzzy stuff all over the not vegetables, the squash and the pumpkin and everything. The gourds. Yeah. Man, I would love to talk to him about his technique on that and how he made it look like a painting.
Yeah.
Man.
Let's get it back on.
Man, that's really great.
Yeah. Well done, Covert.
We'll put a link to that in the show notes as well. Okay. You ready to get out of here?
Let's get out of here.
All right. Well, you can do all the things you normally do and goodbye. I'm just kidding. You can rate us on iTunes. You can leave a review. You can also subscribe to our show on your podcatcher of choice. Helps get our ratings up when you do that and leave a review. You can check out our newsletter. You can say you've been there, done that, got the t-shirt with the No Brograph, No Mograph tee, the Feel the Bab, Paul Bab shirt, which all the profits from that goes to Doctors Without Borders. You're
not going to vote for Paul Bab in 2020. You should vote for Beto, even though he's not running yet.
Did
you see that picture that said it had Beto? It said Beto for Senate, and then like they crossed it out and said, "Okay, Beto for president."
There you go.
It's funny.
So,
sorry, go ahead.
What else? The Gate Nee Simone shirt still out there.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
Dude, take it down. Put in the secret shirts.
Make sure you get in the Slack channel. You've got a couple more days before I close that. I might close it tomorrow. We'll see.
Close it on Friday.
There's the Render Things shirt and hoodie. And of course, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, Brograph.com.
Yep.
And that's it.
Amy was listening to our show the other day when we were doing all the Jimmy Stewart impressions.
Oh, yeah.
You know? But she was listening to, like, normally once you start going through your spiel at the end, she fast forwards like 2 times. And she said, us doing the Jimmy Stewart impressions twice as fast was hilarious. Yeah.
I got a good outtakes bin going right now. So
yeah.
At some point, if anybody else has outtakes that they have pulled from the show, feel free to send them on because I'd like to do a clip show at some point. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
After 158 episodes, we're bound to have something.
Right. We could probably fill at least 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in today. Kind of a slow day, but we thought we'd just still do a show because we thought, we could just skip a show. But you know what?
If you're in Dallas this week, come out to DFW C4D, or if you're around the area, we got a bunch of awesome presenters. You know, it's gonna be so fun. Absolutely. All right. We're going to get out of here. Till next week, I'm Dave. And I'm Matt. Have a good one. Later, bros. Oh my gosh. It's pretty good, I guess. You should just keep that as the ending.
Wow.
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 Wow. All right, I'm stopping recording.
I'm turning off the stream.
All right.
Wow.